The phone started ringing at 2:13 a.m., and when I looked at the screen, my blood turned cold because it said Emily calling, even though my sister had been dead for 3 months. I should have let it ring. I should have thrown the phone across the room and buried my face under the blanket like a child. But grief makes you do foolish things, and loneliness makes them worse. So with shaking fingers and a mouth gone dry, I answered and whispered, "Emily?" For a few seconds, there was only static, soft and wet, like rain falling inside a cave, and then I heard her breathing. It was slow, weak, trembling. "Mason," she said, so quietly I almost missed it. "Don't let her in." The call ended. I sat frozen on the edge of my bed, staring at the dark window beside my desk, where the glass reflected my own pale face and the yellow hallway light behind me. My apartment felt different after that. Not empty, full, like someone had opened a door I could not see. Emily and I had grown up in a small house at the edge of town, the kind that groaned in winter and smelled like dust in summer. She was 2 years younger than me, all bright smiles and messy hair and chipped black nail polish. She used to call me when she had nightmares, even after she moved out. She said my voice made the dark feel smaller. The night she died, I missed 6 calls from her because I was angry. We had fought that morning about our mother's ring, the only thing left after cancer took her. Emily wanted to wear it. I told her she would lose it like she lost everything. She cried. I hung up. That night, driving home in the rain, she swerved off Birch Road and hit the river barrier. They said she died instantly. I told myself that was mercy. It was easier than living with the truth that her last minutes had probably been filled with pain, fear, and my silence. After the call, I checked the number again and again, hoping I had imagined it, but it was hers. Her old number, the one disconnected after the funeral. I even called it back. A robotic voice said the number was no longer in service. I barely slept. Every shadow in my room looked like a person standing still. Every small sound became a footstep. At 3 or 4 a.m., my phone buzzed again. A text this time, from Emily. I dropped the phone onto the blanket and stared at the screen like it might bite me. The message said, "She is at the door." I looked toward the front of the apartment. Nothing. No knock. No movement. Just silence pressing against the walls. Then came 3 soft taps. Slow, patient. Tap, tap, tap. I stood up so fast the chair near my desk fell over. My chest hurt. My legs felt numb. Another message lit up my phone. "Don't open it." I backed away from the front door and nearly slipped on the hardwood floor. "Who's there?" I called, but my voice cracked in the middle. No answer came, only those same 3 taps again, gentle now, almost polite. I moved closer, every step heavy, and looked through the peephole. At first, I saw nothing but the dim hallway outside. Then a woman stepped into view. My heart stopped. She looked exactly like Emily. Same long, dark hair, same gray sweater, same thin face, white as moonlight. But her smile was wrong. Too wide, too still, and her eyes were black. Not empty black like a shadow, but wet black like the river had filled them and stayed. "Mason," she said through the door. In Emily's voice, "It's cold." I stumbled back and hit the wall. My phone buzzed so hard it felt alive in my hand. "That's not me." "She knows you left me alone." I began crying, then, not loud, just ugly, silent tears running down my face while I stared at the door and heard that thing outside wearing my sister's voice. "Please," it said softer now. I came home. The apartment lights flickered. The air turned freezing. A smell of muddy water slid under the door. My phone rang again. Emily calling. I answered at once, sobbing. "What do I do?" Her voice was clear this time, but far away, as if she were speaking from the bottom of a deep well. "Go to Mom's ring." I looked toward the kitchen counter where I kept the little wooden box I had taken from Emily's apartment after she died. My hand shook so badly I almost dropped it. Inside was the ring, thin and gold, with a tiny blue stone. Under it was a folded piece of paper I had never seen before. I opened it while the knocking grew harder, faster, angrier. It was Emily's handwriting. If you're reading this, I didn't get to say sorry. I took the ring because I wanted to feel like Mom was still protecting me. But if something ever wears my face, don't trust it. It followed me from the river in my dreams. I think it wants a home. My knees gave out. I sank to the floor as the thing outside began slamming itself against the door, making the frame shudder. Mason, it screamed in Emily's voice, then our mother's voice, then our mother's voice, then mine. Let me in. The call stayed open. I could hear Emily crying now. I was so scared, she whispered. I called you because I saw her in the back seat. I thought if I heard your voice, I could make it home. The words hit me like a blade. I pressed the ring to my lips and begged her to forgive me. On the other side of the door, the screaming stopped. Silence fell so suddenly, it rang in my ears. Then Emily said very softly, I already did, but she won't stop until one of us leaves. The front door burst open before I could move. The hallway was dark, flooded ankle deep with black river water that should not have been there. The woman wearing Emily's face stood in it, smiling with that terrible, stretched mouth. I grabbed the ring and ran toward my bedroom, but the water rushed after me, cold and thick, dragging at my feet. The thing moved without walking, just gliding closer, its head tilted, eyes shining. My phone screamed with static. Emily's voice broke through one last time. Mason, wake up. I opened my eyes to morning light and a nurse standing beside my bed. My throat burned. My chest ached. The room smelled like bleach and flowers gone old. She asked if I knew where I was. I looked down and saw hospital blankets, tubes in my arm, bruises across my hands. A police officer by the window told me my car had been pulled from the river 3 months ago. 2 bodies inside. My sister died at the scene. I had been in a coma ever since. They said sometimes the mind makes places to hide in when the truth is too cruel. But as the nurse turned to leave, my phone was sitting on the bedside table, though no one had brought me one, and it lit up with a final text from Emily's number. I answered for you this time. Outside the window in the glass, I saw my own reflection smiling back at me with river black eyes.